Now, let's discuss the application problems related to linear equation in two variables. So far we discussed all the numerical things, right? Now let's relate with the practical thing. So now onwards we are going to discuss the word problems and how we can relate to the linear equation in two variables. First of all, let's start with the first question. The cost of a ball pen is rupees 5 less than half of the cost of the fountain pen. Okay, so there are two quantity over here. Okay, let's continue. Write this statement as a linear equation in two variable. Okay, we need to write the equation, then we will be done. So we need to establish relation between the cost of a pen and the cost of a fountain pen. Okay, so there are two, first of all, quantity. To express linear equation in two variables, we need two quantities, one for x, another for the y. So let's start the cost of the pen, the cost of pen, and another quantity is the cost of fountain pen, right? This is what we want to find. Let's say cost of a pen be x and here it is y. Let's take in rupees here as well, x rupees and y rupees. Now see the relation, the cost of a ball pen is, right? Remember, whenever x is there, whenever is there in mathematics, always consider as equal to sign. The cost of a pen, the cost of pen is what? X. Okay, is means equal to, cost of a pen is rupees 5 less. Less means subtraction. Remember, now 5 rupees we need to subtract from what? See, 5 less than half of the cost of the fountain pen. Half of the cost of fountain pen. So this is the cost of the fountain pen and we need to take half. Half means what? Divide by 2. So cost of the fountain pen, this is half. Now still one more thing. We need to subtract 5. 5 less than. So minus 5. The most important thing is to write this sentence in the form of mathematical equation, right? Cost of a pen is 5 less than half of the cost of the fountain pen, right? Now don't keep in this form. No, keep it in the standard form. So what we are going to do, if you remember in grade 8 we had fraction, we multiply with the LCM to each of the terms. The same we are going to do. In this case there is no number other than 2, so we'll multiply with 2. So let's start here. 2 multiplied by x, 2 multiplied by y by 2 minus 2 multiplied by 5. So 2 will get cancelled. Here 2x is equal to y minus 10. Now let's convert into standard form. Let's shift both of them to the left hand side. So right hand side will be 0. So 2x minus y plus 10 is equal to 0. So this is how we can express the given question in the form of linear equation in two variables x and y, where x is the cost of the pen and y is the cost of the fountain pen. Let's discuss next question. Let's discuss next question now, related to word problems only. From a bus stand in Delhi, if we buy 3 tickets to Agra and 2 tickets to Mathura, the total cost is rupees 550. Express this situation in linear equation in two variables. Okay, so again here we need to identify the two quantities, one for x, another is for the y. So what could it be? See, it's given 3 tickets to Agra and 2 tickets to Mathura. Okay, so let's start ticket to the cost of, let's start the cost of ticket to, right, first of all let's say Agra, let's say rupees x, and to Mathura is rupees y. Okay, that's done. We have identified the two quantities for ticket to Agra, the cost of ticket to Agra and the cost of ticket to Mathura. Now one more thing, that for Agra we are taking 3 tickets. So how can we get it? that will become 3x 3 times. And for the Mathura, we are taking 2 tickets. So that is 2y. And what about the total cost? Let's say total cost is equal to rupees 550. Now total means what? We are going to add it. So 3x plus 2y is equal to 550. Now convert into the standard form. For that, shift 550 over here. That is 3x plus 2y minus 550 is equal to 0. So this is the linear equation that expresses our question. Now see what we did. Actually, we need two quantities. So we have cost of ticket to Agra and cost of ticket to Mathura as x and y. Now there are 3 tickets for the Agra, so 3x, 2 tickets for the Mathura, so 2y. Now total cost is 550. So total means we are going to add them. So add them and cost we'll get is 550. Now convert into the standard form. So minus 550 is equal to 0. So this is how we express our question in the linear equation in the two variables. Let's move to the next question. Let's discuss one more problem with the word problem only. Let's start. 5 years ago, Radha was thrice as old as Sonu. Express this information in linear equation. So here there are two people. One is Radha, another is Sonu. And it is given that age 5 years ago. Now remember, when we talk about this kind of questions, right, always there are three possibilities. Present situation, past situation, and future situation. Now see here, if you see over here, that you might be thinking that there is only past situation is given over here. So what to do, right? Not like that. Always start with the present. Present first, then you go to past, or then you go to future, right? So in this case, we'll take two people, that is Radha and another is Sonu. Okay. Now we'll talk about the two situations, right? One is present, and another is 5 years ago. So 5 years ago. Two situations we are going to talk about. So let's say Radha's age was X years and here Sonu's age is Y years. So now 5 years ago. Ago means what? We are going into past. Suppose if my age is 30 years now, if I subtract 5, that will be what? 25. 5 years ago my age was 25 years ago. Same we need to think over here. If it is X right now, 5 years ago, that will be X minus 5. And in case of Sonu, that will be Y minus 5. Good. So this is how we talk about the present situation, and this is how we talk about the past situation. Always start from the present situation, then you go to the past situation, or maybe at some point to future situation. Now what's the relation? That Radha was thrice as old as Sonu. So I can write that Radha is equal to thrice, means multiply by 3. Okay, whose age? Sonu. So Sonu, right? Now this is situation of 5 years ago, right? So we need to take these quantities, not X and Y, remember. So let's substitute. Radha's age was X minus 5 and here 3 into Sonu's age is Y minus 5. Let's simplify further. So X minus 5 as it is, 3 multiplied by Y, 3Y minus 3 multiplied by 5, that is 15. Done. Now let's shift all of them to the LHS. So RHS will be 0. So let's start. X minus 5, here minus 3Y and plus 15 is equal to 0. So X as it is, then minus 3Y minus 5 plus 15 will give you plus 10 is equal to 0. So this is the relation between their ages. Remember, x and y is their present ages. X is for Radha and y is for the Sonu in years, right? So how we did? We assumed the present situation, then we went to the past situation, right? Means subtract 5. Then we have the relation that's given in the equation, make the equation, simplify further and get the linear equation in two variables. Let's do one more problem. If we add 1 to the numerator and subtract 1 from the denominator, a fraction reduces to 1. Form a linear equation for this information. Okay, so this is the case of fraction. Now fraction has numerator and denominator, and it is given that you need to add 1 to the numerator and subtract 1 from the denominator, then your fraction will be 1. So let's start. Numerator first of all, numerator. So, and you have denominator. So let's assume as this is x and this is y, denominator and numerator. Now what we need to do? Follow the instruction that 1 added to the numerator. So 1 added to the numerator. So now we have x, that will become x plus 1. Okay, and denominator, subtract 1 from denominator. So y minus 1, and the fraction will reduce to what? See, it's given over here, reduce to 1, right? So we have the equation, but don't stop it here. I told you convert into the standard form, simplified. So when you have this kind of situation, we learn it, take 1 by 1 and cross multiply. So anything multiplied by 1 remains same only. So it is x plus 1 is equal to, and anything multiplied by 1 remains same only. So that is y minus 1. Simple. Now let's shift both of them to the LHS and make RHS 0. We want the standard form. So x plus 1 minus y, this minus 1 will become plus 1 is equal to 0. So x minus y plus 1 and plus 1 will become plus 2 is equal to 0. So this is the equation in two variable, right? Very simple it is, right? This was the case of the fraction. You have numerator, you have denominator. Some condition is given, plus 1, minus 1. Maybe numbers can be changed, plus 2, minus 3, depends as well, right? We just need to form the equation. So this is how we deal with the word problems. We have information given to us and then we may follow the conditions. We apply the steps and finally we get the linear equation in two variables. So this was the topic of word problems and how to make the equation. Let's move to the next topic.